wherever you are tuning in from right now, we are so happy to connect with you. My name is Jenn Cooper. Everybody calls me Coop, and I hope you guys are super fired up to have this conversation today, to glean and learn and be inspired, to be energized, to to really get a good idea of and a good feel for our culture here at Modere, with our enthusiasm around the shifting retail concept, all of which we have all grown so fond of, and it has impacted so many of us in so many ways that we can only hope that those of you tuning in today, whether you have been with us for a while, we're so happy you're here, whether you're new friends to us, welcome, and we are so grateful to spend this time with you. This is going to be such an incredible call, you guys. I have a new friend of mine that's going to be joining us. I've got old friends of mine that are going to be joining us that I know very well, and I cannot wait for you to hear some of their golden nuggets. Again, we hope to energize you, inspire you, and shift you as you are kicking off this new year. So again, to introduce myself, I already said my name is Jenn Cooper, but everybody calls me Coop. I may sound a lot bigger and a lot, more taller than I actually am. I'm 5 feet tall on a good day. And I have been in the network marketing profession for coming up on 9 glorious years. 9 glorious years of learning, of growth, of trials, of tribulations, and I wouldn't trade a single ounce of it for anything. When I look back, friends, people that are looking at network marketing right now, they don't know what they don't know that right now, when they look back at where you are right now, and after you grow through this experience, this journey, this personal development plan that is a compensation plan attached to it, you look back and you almost don't even recognize yourself in the most beautiful way. Gosh, talk about elevating your life. Friends, prior to entering the world of network marketing, I was in specialty pharmaceuticals, high-end medical devices, and yes, I was in sales. And no, you do not need to be a sales professional to earn income that can change your family's life in this profession. In fact, I think I'm one of the only ones in my organization that has a sales background. But with that being said, I promise you that, I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. It found me at a time that I didn't know that I truly needed it. And I still turned it away. Rewind to after my several years, 12, 13 years in the medical device world. Also, I'm a group fitness instructor. I'm a wellness enthusiast, a gut health enthusiast. I'm very passionate about those things. And but yet, even trying to acquire my health, I really struggled to build a family. And my husband and I have years and years of infertility, years and years of drugs and chemicals and shots in my behind, and all these things, and losses and gains and then losses again, all of which led us to our miraculous conception of our twin boys while I was still in the medical field. Towards the end, when I went into labor and spent a good amount of time in the NICU, I realized that, I was leaving. We hadn't even gone home from the hospital yet, and my maternity leave was almost done. And so by the time we left, I only had about 4 or 5 weeks left of my maternity leave in a job that I had poured everything into, that I truly loved. But what I didn't have was my time. I didn't have many options if I stayed down that road. So I decided to walk away from a significant income to stay home where I felt I was needed most with my teeny tiny 3.5-pound miraculous twin boys. And again, I wanted nothing to do with network marketing at that time, but lo and behold, my health hit rock bottom, friends. And when I learned that, I could, take some products that, could change my gut and subsequently change my life, I gave it a shot. And I went to, everybody talked about the importance of events and getting to events. I went to my first event. And by the way, for those of you that are partnered with us right now, if you are not planning to attend the granddaddy, the Mac Daddy of all events, SRC in Long Beach, California, or at the very least, our opportunity event next weekend in Fort Lauderdale, I got to ask you, why aren't you? Why don't you feel that you're deserving of such an opportunity? Because I promise you this, vision is caught at events. Leaders are born at events. I have chills all over my body when I think about 2015, attending my first event where I caught that vision. I caught that belief. I got that feeling when I walked out of there like, why not me? Why can't I? And that is the feeling you get when you go to events. So, friends, again, if you are not planning on attending one or both of those opportunities coming up in the near future, you need to change your mind. You need to make it happen. Do whatever you need to do to get yourself there because it will change your life. Long and short, friends, we ended up building to a six-figure position in about 3.5 years. But guess what? I started realizing, hey, I don't know if this is the right vessel for more people to achieve more success. I started seeing that even though I had achieved some pretty cool things, friends, the car, the trips, the six-figure income, those really cool, coveted things, I felt like more of my people should have been there. And that is when I started, I could no longer operate in the vessel that I was. I could no longer put my head down at night, knowing that people were so far behind me. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. I listened to my gut. And I started interviewing other companies out there in the marketplace, other health and wellness, really strong companies in the marketplace, their research and product development teams, their executive and corporate team members. I started getting to know them. And I'll tell you what, friends, nobody was doing what Modere and the social retail model was doing. I couldn't unsee what I saw enough that I pulled a six-figure income out from under my family and started back at zero, partnered with Modere, partnered with these amazing leaders, immersing myself in this amazing culture, knowing that this was going to be the home that more people were going to want to come. And that has been exactly what has happened the last 4.5 beautiful years. Friends, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Wait until you see the lineup we've got prepared for you. So first and foremost, let's welcome in here my new friend Shalga. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what time it is where you are right now. I'm so excited for you to jump in and share a bit about your story and kind of what brought you here to Modere, and then we'll get into another couple things that I know are going to really inspire everybody. Shalga, are you there?
I am. Hi, Jen. Can you hear me?
Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm really good. Yeah, it's 5:10 here.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for coming here with us. I'd love for you to introduce yourself and share a bit of your story with everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on the call. Hi, everyone. So my name is Shalga Breen. I have been in this industry for 8.5 years now. And I joined this industry for €200 extra to save my home from repossession. So back in 2014, I was broke. I was really deflated in an absolute amount of debt. We had arrears of €15,000 on our mortgage. We had another $1,500 on our electricity bill, and then we had another loan out. And at the time, I was working part-time in the family company, and I just wasn't getting the hours. Because it's very weather dependent, and I live in Ireland, which the winters here, if you work in a weather dependent role, you don't really get any hours at all. So I decided to join after seeing a post on Facebook. I was absolutely clueless. I had no idea what I was doing. I was quite negative at the time back then as well, because I had worked in the hospitality industry. I'm a former chef. And I have a nutritional therapy diploma, and I had my own businesses, and I had to close down. So I call them lessons, don't call them failures. I think we always are led to things for reasons. But I was quite negative back then. But I fell across a post, really needed to have some extra money, and I decided to trust a complete stranger on social media. and in a different country as well. She is from the UK. And within 3 months, saved their home from repossession, and really just loved the whole concept of working online, not having to worry about paying people wages or 16 hours on my feet working as a chef. And fast forward to 2020, became one of the fastest growing teams in Ireland, became a 7-figure business and 6-figure earner. And for me, I just absolutely love the whole concept of being able to work online, helping people with their health, but also helping people have an extra income. Fast forward then to 2023, and kind of like your story, Jen, I just kind of felt like, was it the right vehicle for me? Team weren't really happy or winning anymore. So after 7 years of talking to John Melton, I decided to have a look at Modir, and that's where we're at right now.
Wow, 7 years. You know, it just gets me thinking about the integrity and the good-natured aspect of our the good nature of our leadership woven all, and John's one person that has helped so many of us, but there's so many other people like him that give back to people without expectation of anything in return. And it's such a common thread with our culture here that you experience connecting with him over that long because he sincerely wanted goodness for you, wanted you to succeed, cared about you as a human, and lo and behold, we've attracted such an incredible person like you, an incredible seasoned professional. It really is a testament to our culture and what people can expect all through the individuals at this company, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, after speaking to John for that long, and I did lots of the free training and did the live challenges, which really helped me grow so much online. So I knew then when I was looking to move and needed to know the ins and outs, I knew that John was the right person to obviously speak to. And then when I looked at the company and looked at the compensation plan and looked at everything, the background, the science, all of that, it just was a no-brainer for me. I'm from a nutrition background, but also I can see that everyone could win here, and that was a big thing for me. It was a really, really difficult decision after 7.5 years, like yourself, Jen, to leave, you know, a company that was everything I knew, but I knew that it has to be the right place to do that, and it really, really just felt right. Everything I saw, everything, you know, I read about, everything just made sense, and especially with the leadership. And like yourself, I spoke to corporate as well, and I just felt that they really do want everyone to win. Do you know, they really wanted me to know everything and just wanted everyone to feel kind of at home. And I felt at home straight away. So it was December. I only joined in December, at the end of December, and just feeling that this is going to be the forever home that I was looking for. So just feel really, really grateful that I finally looked at it after speaking to John for so long, but also that everyone in the company seems just so welcoming, and, you know, everyone's happy, and that's what it's kind of about. You know, it's really it's happiness that people want. Also, you know, making money and helping people to feel better in themselves. So yeah, I just feel really, really good and really, really that it's the right decision.
I love it so much. And, you know, for those of you that have never been to one of our company events, that is hands down exactly what Shalga shared, how you feel walking into any room at a Modir event. It doesn't matter if the person is making, you know, multiple 6 figures a month, or maybe they're just getting started in making $500 a month or $50 a month. Everybody feels so welcomed and feels like they have a seat at the table. And when you feel like you are valued and that you matter, it's incredible the capacity that you have to accelerate in business. And, you know, speaking of accelerating in business, Shalga, I would love for you to touch on, you know, for our new marketers, for our experienced marketers as well, why is it so important to continue sharing how and why you got started in business with your audience?
Yeah, this is a big thing that I actually always say to my team, that to always share your story, where you came from, why you got involved, why you got started. Because number one, you have people on your profile, your social media, that won't, number one, remember why you got started, or they're only a new follower or a new friend, so they won't know your story. So bringing people back to why you got started, being relatable, because there'll be so many people out there that have the same story as you. So I always share about joining because I needed to save my home from repossession. I needed extra money so I could pay my mortgage. You know, people are struggling right now still because we need extra money. People need extra money to pay their bills. So sharing that with people continuously, because you're going to be having new people on your social media all the time. I think that sharing that is just the most important thing, bringing people back to why you got involved so they can actually see, okay, they will realize I'm actually in that same boat. She sounds really relatable to me, or I'm in the same situation as her. Maybe I can do the same thing as her.
I love that so much, and it's so true. You're actually reminding me that I don't, perhaps after 9 years, really touch on the reasons that I got started. What would you share with someone that perhaps is just getting started? Maybe they don't really have a story to grow on yet. What would be a good thing for them to exercise, some good tactical tips for someone that maybe doesn't have, the story yet? Where can they pull from so that they can still share authentically and really build some foundation in their business?
Yeah, I think just sharing their actual life, why they got involved. It doesn't have to be, it's like me, their repossession or needing the extra money. It could be that they needed something different in their life. They wanted a change. They were looking for something more exciting. They were looking to make friends. There's always a reason why you can share why you've started in this industry. It could have been down the health route either, that they just wanted to feel healthier in themselves, because who doesn't want to feel better in themselves and have a bit more energy? Sharing in that way, and then just sharing their day-to-day, I think, on camera, on their stories, behind the scenes, sharing their family life, anything that's going to be relatable to other people. So, I always show my dogs on my stories. That gets loads of interaction. So I think sometimes people can overthink what you share on your stories, but people just want to see that people are normal. So that's what I do as well. And I think if you're brand new and you're just starting out and you're scared of that, just literally share your day-to-day.
I love it. It's so important for them to get a little sneak peek behind the scenes so they feel like, they know you. Why do you think it's important for people, regardless if they're scared, regardless if they feel that fear creeping in, why is it so important for them to show their face?
Because I think when you're showing yourself and talking on your stories, or even just showing behind the scenes, you don't even have to even do videos, just even pictures. You're showing people that you're normal. You're showing people that you have a life. Then they feel like they know you. They feel like they like you. You feel like you're a friend, and then they trust you. And then if ever they want to get involved in the business or order, they're going to come to you because they feel like they know you, because you share yourself, you share your life, you're sharing everything about that behind the scenes. And then they feel like, oh, well, I think I'll go to her because, they feel like they know you. And that's the whole like, know, and trust factor.
Yes. Oh, my gosh, this is so good. And it's so simple, right? It's so simple. I love this. And last but not least, what are you focusing on, just you personally? What are you focusing on to accelerate your business in 2024?
I am focusing on learning more about the products myself and sharing them on my stories, but growing and to help as many people as possible to feel better in themselves, have some extra income, but also to have the extra confidence. So I'm focusing on sharing my confidence with the products so that other people can get on the products and have their confidence too, because I think that is what's going to make people want to have more and get involved more, basically, because confidence and the whole energy around it is what people want, I think, nowadays. So that's my focus for this year.
Oh, my gosh. You guys, did you hear that? Literally, you don't need to know everything in order to get started, but if you really want, I always say that, sales is a transfer of energy, right? And, there's a type of energy, an energy of certainty. And the more you kind of dig into things for yourself, the more you dig into what you're putting your name behind, that's going to brew like a subtle energy of certainty inside of you. And that's going to develop some confidence that your prospects are absolutely going to feel. Like, what do we say? Competence leads to confidence. So competence leads to confidence. So if you want to feel more natural, more authentic, I would encourage you, take what Shalga just said, pick one product, preferably a hero product. Start pulling it apart and dissecting it a little bit. See what excites you. What did you learn that you're like, oh my gosh, it does that? That's really cool. Get in your stories with your spoon, with your shot glass, and share with people what you just learned that got you excited, and have a call to action attached to it. This is so good. And Shalga, I appreciate you sharing. And before we move on to our next person, guys, I want you to write this down as an exercise because otherwise, if we don't have something to go on here, then you've kind of just wasted, X amount of minutes listening. Let's have a plan of action. I want you to write down, just brain dump, how and why you got started in network marketing. How and why did you get partnered and eventually find your way to Modere and partner with us? What got you excited? Maybe those ideas will give you some context to start sharing more authentically so that you can not forget to share with your people over and over again how and why you got started. It's so important. Shalga, thank you so much for sharing with us. I hope you have an amazing day, and we're going to move on to our next speaker, friends. And I have to tell you, this next speaker, way back when I first attended my very first Modere event, I didn't know anybody. I had just resigned a leadership position at another company, and with the educated risk that I was making a good decision that was going to be for the best benefit of my people that I was partnered with and for those that I looked forward to partnering with in the future. I literally walked into this event with only a handful of people that came with me. I was brand new, just like them, and I met this guy. I saw this guy named David Ciemny, had no idea what a legend he was in this company, and I'll never forget the way I felt when he hopped on stage to connect with leadership. And I'll tell you what, that energy that I was just sharing about, that energy of certainty, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody in the entire company have that level of confidence, of certainty, and be able to transfer that to the entire social marketer population, to all of you that may not be social marketers, that you're just maybe taking a listen or taking a look at Modere. You are in for such a treat. I said to myself, this guy is going to become one of my best friends. This guy he's going to know me, and we're going to be buddies. He didn't even know who I was, but I'll never forget the way I felt when he spoke. David Ciemny, the captain of collagen, the godfather, gangster, been here with us since the beginning. Guys, if you ever doubted what we've got in our hands, that's about to change really, really fast. And if you're brand new, you may not need anything else after this. David, get on in here. Tell them a little bit about yourself, and I want you to jump right into your conversation about treating this not like a hobby, but the importance of treating it like a dang professional. Get on in here, bud. How are you?
I'm amazing, Super Cooper. Your check is in the mail for that incredible introduction. Thank you so much. I'm gonna take you on the road, and so you now have a new side gig doing introductions because you're amazing. You're a natural, and there's a reason why people love your energy, because energy is contagious. You can write that down. Energy is everything. Everything. So I appreciate you and your warm vibes, and Shalga for your awesome story. as a redhead. I love your accent. I want to thank the M-Life team for having me. Jennifer, I look forward to hearing your story. For those that don't know me, I'll give you the 2-minute cliff version. I was 17 years old, growing up in a place called Thousand Oaks, California. I had worked my way all the way up in my high school job at Pier 1 Imports to assistant manager, $7.25 an hour. And I started a band, and I was having a blast. And then in walks a guy to Pier 1 Imports one evening to buy a rug. Turns out this guy produced Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album. He was a Grammy winner, and I had just played my first show in Ciemny Valley, California. And lo and behold, he was starting a record company. So by networking in my teenage years, I landed a record deal, got to tour the country all over for 5 years. I was in Rolling Stone on MTV. I got to open for Metallica. The problem with that is our album went lead. we never broke through. It sounds good on paper, and I look good with long hair, but at the end of the day, my band broke up, and I had to kind of pivot, find another profession. I ended up with John Tesh, the host of Entertainment Tonight, and went on the road, worked my way up in the music industry. I became a tour manager, so if I couldn't be on stage, I would be backstage, and I ended up working for bands like Lifehouse and Lauryn Hill, Rihanna, pop stars. My big claim to fame is Lady Gaga, of course. But in 2009, my first boy was born. And I don't know if you guys have kids, but, man, something happened when that first boy was born, and my life changed. I thought about camping and being a Little League coach, and I thought about how much money I was going to have to make, the pressure of being a dad to support our family. And around that time, when I was home to have our baby off the road with Lady Gaga, I met this woman named Ozma who was just starting a company, and I ended up becoming her third employee, and within a week she made me the vice president of her company. So we built that up into a collagen just empire. So I became kind of by default a collagen guru and a direct sales executive and professional. And so then in 2016, our company merged with Modere. I became a social marketer, and the rest is history. So that's been the best years of my life. I mean, since 2016, obviously since having a baby in 2009, having kids, but since 2016, it has been an absolutely incredible journey for me, and I'm blessed to just pay it forward now and help inspire others. And I had two things I wanted to do today, and I wanted to take you guys through an exercise. But first, I wanted to share another story. I know in this business, we're storytellers, guys, and you heard Shalga's story, saving her house. You hear Cooper's story. You hear stories. There's a reason why people love good stories, because we can't stand to not hear the end of the story, right? So it's like that's why they leave you at the cliffhanger moment before they go to commercial. It's just human nature. So guys, get good at telling your story the way that we're all introducing ourselves on this. Not all of you, have the same story, but that's what makes life beautiful. We all have different stories. But I just want to share a question for you, and I want you to just kind of repeat after me right now. I'm a professional, okay? Repeat after me. I'm a professional, ... My wife laughs because I use ... all day long for some reason. I can't just put a period or an exclamation mark. I got to put ... because there's more to the story. When someone asks you what you do, what is your answer? And I want you to say, I'm a professional ... Now, can that change? Yes. But for those of you that have a main job, right, your main thing is your main thing. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe you're a realtor. People come from all walks of life into our industry, right? And my definition has changed. I used to be a professional musician. I used to be a professional tour manager. Now I'm a professional collagen marketer. Now I'm a professional social media marketer. Now I'm a professional speaker, right? So I want you to put in Modere as something you do professionally. I don't know about you guys, right? But I didn't come into this business to be a hobby. You know what my hobby is? Coaching Little League baseball. That's my hobby, right? So if somebody said to you, hey, David, are you ever going to coach the Dodgers? Well, you know what? I'm at a point in my life where I can probably safely say like three things. One, I'll probably never be president. Okay, I can admit that. Number two, I'll probably never coach the Dodgers or an MLB team. And number 3, as much as I hate to say it, I'll probably never get to walk on the moon. Now, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm holding out hope, all right? But here's the deal. But what I do know is if somebody said to you, hey, David, do you ever think that you could make a living coaching baseball? I'll tell you right now, I'd probably be doing things a little bit different, right? I'd probably not be wasting time with some of the other things. If somebody said, hey, David, do you love baseball so much you want to go make a living at it? I'd say, okay, number 1, I'm probably not going to be an MLB coach. That's fine. I may not even be a college coach, but you know what? I could probably make some good money coaching high school, maybe a travel ball team. But what would I be doing, right? I'd probably be studying. I'd be out there on the field. I'd be meeting with other pro coaches. I'd be asking to be an apprentice or an assistant coach. I'd get a mentor. I'd probably get a job as an assistant coach so I can be in the dugout more, around my schedule. So, guys, my question is how do you look at your Modair business? I mean, are you treating it as a business or a hobby? We know, people like Eric Worre talk about this all the time. Eric Worre says, success comes when you finally decide to be a permanent resident and not a tourist, right? How many of us are treating this? How many of us are treating this like a hobby? And so the thing is whether you want to make $500 or $50,000 a month, there's a certain thing you've got to do, which is go all in with whatever that all in looks to you. Gary Vee says it too. He says, go all in on 1 or 2 things instead of being half-baked at 10. But so many people see the desperation of times. Your check goes down or the volume goes down. And then all of a sudden you see these leaders preaching multiple streams, and they're all doing that because they can. You know why they're doing that because they can? I'll tell you why. It's because they made their millions first or their hundreds of thousands first, and then they got into multiple streams, guys. That's the reality. So I just want to tell you a quick story. I got married in 2005. I met my wife online, which was cool. That was the best $9.95 I ever spent. She's a hottie. For those of you that haven't met her, her name's Angela. She'll be at Long Beach at SRC. So I bought my first home in 2003. Maybe that's a coincidence. Like I bought my first home in 2003, then I got married in 2005. But she didn't marry me for my home, guys. She already had her own home when we got married. She bought her first home at like 23 years old. But anyway, I sold my first house, right, when we got married because I moved in with my wife. And so I made a bunch of money on that because it's just how the timing of the market worked out. But anyway, I was working at a $3 billion multi-level marketing company as their director of events, and that was my corporate job. And my wife, I was on the corporate side, and my wife started talking about having a baby. And I'm like, okay, I had just made a bunch of money. My job was just a job. And I finally said, you know what? I want to go travel the world. And she's like, what do you mean? Like go to Asia for a month or something? I go, no, I want to quit my job, sell our house, and literally go travel the world. And long story short, that's what we did. Although we rented the house, we didn't sell it. I quit my job. I took all the money I made from that house, well, about half of it, and we went in 2006 and 2007 to 42 freaking countries, 72 flights, 6 months around the world, starting in Tokyo, going all over Asia, Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, China, Vietnam, everywhere. India, Maldives, Everest Base Camp, Nepal, Africa, South. We went literally all over the world, all over Africa, all the continents, Europe, everywhere. But people ask me all the time when they hear that story, they say, what was the most favorite place that you went to? And I have a few, but probably my number one is Egypt, guys. And Egypt is more than just the pyramids, guys. There's a river that a lot of you are living in. It's called the Nile. All right? No, the Nile River, guys, seriously. That's a bad joke. I'm here every Tuesday. The Nile is a river that is a lifeline of the country. In fact, it goes through 11 countries. And my wife and I, we went on the Nile. We took a traditional felucca boat sailing up the Nile, and then we went on an actual cruise ship for a week on the Nile, stopping at all the great stops and Aswan and Abu Simbel and all these places. But the thing about the Nile is it's one river, and there's a second river that's called the White Nile and the Blue Nile. So how many of you guys know that the Nile is not just one river. It's actually two. It's the White Nile and the Blue Nile, and they both run through all these countries. But here's the thing. There's a lot of tributaries that come off the river, but every river is like your business. Success is like your business. It's got one main thing. It keeps the main thing the main thing. In the Nile's case, you've got the White Nile, okay, and then the Blue Nile is the source of the most of the river. So it's like most of you in this industry have your main full-time jobs. Not all of us have the luxury, right, of doing this business as a full-time job. So the question is, are you keeping the main thing, or are you treating this like a little tributary, like a little stream, like a branch? See, the Nile goes 4,000 miles through 11 countries before it starts to branch out and go into the Mediterranean Sea for all the way from Lake Victoria. So I want you to get back to this idea in 2024 that you're a professional, that you're going to keep the main thing. It's okay if you have a job that pays your bills. But in the time that's left, that's the dream time. That's the miracle time. That's when you can, take care of the good life. GOOD, get out of debt, live the good life. That's where you create the dream money, is that part-time. And most of you on this call, I believe, are probably doing this part-time. If you're full-time, oh my gosh, no excuse. Treat this like a professional. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Am I a professional? And I want you to answer the question with, yes, I am a professional. And you could say marketer, social media marketer, college marketer, healthy living marketer, whatever that word is. I am a professional dream maker. But I want you to always use the word professional. 2024 is not a year to play small. 2024 is a year where, I don't know if you guys can feel it. For me, it's kind of one of those like make it or break it years, right? It's kind of one of those years where you're like, okay, can we all admit 2023 sucked? It really did. Like, it just was like, did that just happen to me? Because after 2020, we all kind of went through craziness. 2021 was like money grows on trees. Like 2022, it's like make a post and money pops into your inbox. Like none of us had to work. 2022, then 2023, we all had to start working, and we realized, holy crap, I'm out of shape. I'm not really working that hard. Like, I need to freaking get to work. And then we realized, ooh, you actually have to really work, not just say you're working, talk about working, cleaning your desk, aim. No, you actually have to fire. You actually have to, you actually have to work like crazy. And so, guys, here we are in 2024. It's January. You all made your resolutions. You all got your one word. You all got, okay, focus. Okay, good. So now you all made your resolutions. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Okay, forget all that. Make 2024 the year that you say to yourself every single day, I am a professional. I don't care if you do this business an hour a week. The shift that you are going to make in your mind, because your mind believes what you tell it. Your mind will believe you. Either you're lying or you're telling the truth, or you're thinking about something, your mind's going to believe you. So you've got to wake up every day and say, I'm a professional. And what would a professional do? Would a professional, be just kind of goofing off and like scrolling the internet? No, a professional would be up in inboxes. Money's in the messenger, right? Are there things about my hobbies that I don't like? Yeah. As a coach, I hate a lot of the parents. I hate the armchair quarterbacks that are like, hey, you should have had them steal. I hate having to know all the rules, feeling like I got to know every single rule of Little League Baseball. I hate the criers. Oh, my gosh, that's the worst. Or worried about offending someone, or someone saying, you're cheering too loud. I hate all that. But you know what? Nothing will make me give up my dream and happiness of being there watching my kid from the field and coaching my kid all the way growing up. Now is the last year of my 12-year-old or my 11-year-old, and then I only have one more kid, and then that's it. And for the rest of my life, I'm going to look back and say, I followed my dream. So don't stop making your dream a hobby, and make your dream a professional, make yourself a professional, and wake up every day and do what professionals do. Thank you guys so much for having me. I love and appreciate all of you. I'm excited to do a keynote on Saturday at SRC and help share how to electrify your business and yourself. Coop, I love you. Melton, all you guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. And let's make 2024 the most amazing year where we all become professionals, no matter what our level of success or desire is. Thank you.
David, I literally about dropped my phone 5 times because it was so hot. You guys, I know that David had to jump off, but I tell you what, I don't know, gosh, do we even need to continue? And it's so exciting because we're moving on into another conversation with a dear friend of mine, someone that I've known for a few years now and just really grown to love, that I know you're going to resonate with. And, you know, if there's nothing that you just took from his conversation, I want you to think about, actually write this down. What is the one thing that you felt when you were listening to him? What was that one thing that you felt? What was it? What just blew your mind? Because I'll tell you what, success leaves clues. And this man has been involved with our award-winning, globally recognized, multi-patented, magical unicorn collagen, that he's been around with this product probably longer than anybody, right up there with our CEO, right? So you got to think to yourself, what would make someone like that be able to still sustain the way he feels right now after all this time? Friends, this man has developed an unwavering belief, an unshakable doubt, an energy that has continued to transfer and outlast the rest. You see, when a battery dies, friends, when a battery dies, it stops making the thing work. And you can't, like, hit it and bang it and complain about it like it just doesn't work. We got to be thinking about what charges our battery, what charges your internal belief. And for me, it comes down to, honestly, the people we surround ourselves with. The people we surround ourselves with, at being the honest questions that we ask ourselves as well. Are we treating this like a professional? Or are we dabbling it because of our uncertainty that if we go all in, we're not sure if it's going to work? If you want to be sure that it's going to work, if you want to increase your odds of success, I would implore you all of us, do whatever it takes to charge your battery. Surround yourselves with people that are energy generators, not the ones that are going to kill your energy and drain the battery. Oh, my goodness, you guys, as we are wrapping this up, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for you to meet my dear friend Jenn. Jenn and I, we have many years of a very close connection now. She is newer to the Modare family, but she is not new to the world of network marketing. She caught the network marketing vision as a health enthusiast, as someone who's a lover of people, who genuinely wants to see people feel good in their skin, make progress in their lives, both with their health and with their wealth. She caught this vision about 5 years ago. And just recently, I believe it was November, she started taking a look at this social retail concept because she was starting to realize, hey, if this business is all about recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters to recruit, I'm not sure. I'm not confident that that's going to help more people achieve the success they desire. So she started doing some digging. And I know this about Jenn. She's a very thoughtful person. She wouldn't jump into anything without giving it careful consideration. And already, not only has she built a really nice customer pod, she's also built on the team builder side as well, which means she's helping people build businesses of their own. She's acquired business partners. And so she's done this in a very short period of time, friends. I'm excited, Jenn, for you to hop in here and share with people a little bit about who you are and let them know kind of how you found your way to us. What got you excited about Modere?
Hey, Coop, it's Jenn. So what excites me about Modere and how I got here, actually, let's just back up. I am actually a full-time worker. I work in the healthcare system, and I've worked there for about 33 years now. I'm really busy. I work about 50 to 60 hours in my day job, I call it, and then but what lights me up is what I do in between and helping others. And I learned really quickly that Modere is different, and that it's not what the company can do for me, it's what I can do helping others with it. The systems and the support of the leaders and just the process of everything, it's just different, and I can tell that everyone cares and that there are things here that I have the support, and I've always had this vision that lights me up inside, that I know that there's more, and there's more out there, and I have things that I want. I would like to cut back on my hours and concentrate more on the things that bring me joy, and I just totally feel like Modere is the right vessel for that. So that's kind of how I got here and continue here. So yeah, and I'm happy. It's so much fun working with you and with the team and just being here.
I love it, Jenn, and I love that you found your way to us. What would you say was kind of your and by the way, friends, the fact that Jenn is really focusing consistently on having conversations about our life-changing products, but also having conversations and exposing people to our financial opportunity. Guys, if you are not doing that, there's so much opportunity for you to grow this year. You can make a really nice, notable income with Modere and with our social retail model, just focusing on products. But when you start to, pop that additional question, hey, Jenn, I'm so excited that you asked about the collagen. Yeah, I'm newer to this stuff, but I got to tell you, it's pretty delicious, and I already love what I'm seeing from it. Let me tag you in a few things so you can take a look for yourself. Oh, hey, by the way, while I do that, any interest in maybe taking a peek at how we're making a little extra income while we're experiencing these products for ourselves? If not, that's okay. Hang on while I tag you. Guys, Jenn is doing such a great job promoting both things. If you want to maximize in 2024, I want to encourage you. I don't care if they ask about toothpaste or they're asking about our award-winning lean body system or liquid collagen. Ask the additional question every single time to every single person. And that was a little caveat, but definitely a teachable moment. Jenn, what would you say, what is most different so far that you're experiencing in these last, 2.5 months? What's been the most different compared to where you were building? Because you built it in a very large health and wellness company. I'm curious what you feel is most different about Modere, in your opinion.
Just the support and the systems to be able to plug people into, having the consistent conversations, and being that I am so busy, and it just helps me because I am more of a behind the scenes person. I am more in the messenger, more talking, more conversations, and when someone asks me a question, if I don't know something, I have that backup to be able to reach out, and that's been just great for me. I was missing that, and just the having that backup, and that those being able to be relatable and just to be a kind human, but yet still have the confidence and the right vessel to be able to help people and have them be able to see that they can do this too. If I can do this, you can do this,
So what you're saying is you're actually modeling for people how you're bringing them in, friends, is how you are bringing them up. You're actually showing them, hey, I'm working all these jobs I'm involved in, and I know you've got your hands in many things. I don't know how you do what you do, but to hear you, who spends many hours at work, at your full-time stuff, and also some part-time hustles that you have. I know you're also a photographer, but you're also very big into crafting. All those things take a lot of time and energy. For someone like you to still be able to supplement their income and quite nicely in a short period of time, I feel like there's some weight to be held there. Like there's a lot of weight in that, Jenn. Which is the system that you find you're leaning into most that's helping you kind of leverage the little time you have and making sure that you get paid on it?
Just to be able to put people in a chat, and then also just the ATM system, the group, to be able to rely on the videos and have people look around in there, but also to be able to follow up with people. And it's true what they say, the money's in the messenger, and just to be a human and follow up with people and be a good person and be a good friend and care about people, and just having those systems to back me up when I need them, but yet be able to do what I do, to be able to have those conversations and reach back to people. It just makes it a smooth transition and makes it run smoothly for me, and that's what I need. And then to be able to reach out when I need that extra help, to have leaders behind me, to have people on the team behind me, there are people who I've met that I can ask questions to, and they are more than happy to help me. And I just love that. It's been great. So I can just see great things here. I can see, I'm deserving of more, and I can see that, and I believe that for other people too.
Isn't that so funny that isn't it so funny that, when we tend to overcomplicate things on social media, I'm hearing a repetitive message from you that literally just leaning into the ATM system, which stands for Ad Tag Message. For those of you that may not be part of our culture, part of our company yet, I sure hope that you feel a lot more moved and inspired after today's conversation. Don't forget to reconnect with the person that invited you to tune into this call, because they want your feedback. They want to hear what you thought, what you felt. It's so true what Jenn is sharing on repeat. The Ad Tag Message, the ATM system, I don't believe that anybody knows or does it as well as we do. That's such that it's simple, that it runs like a well-oiled machine, such that it's profitable. What we do is when people want information, we simply add them to a community that's already very active. We tag them in the information that they're looking to back up, AKA, you don't need to know all the things to be able to say all the things. And then we connect with them, like Jenn said, in Messenger, because that's where the money is. Friends, I gotta be honest, the days of the pandemic, of posting your link and driving people to a link tree or a milkshake, people are burnt out and missing the human connection. And this year more than ever, I believe that people will be questioning their trust in what's being shared with them, in how people are conducting. And here's the deal. AI is so much further advanced than what any of us can even conceive of at this point, right? So there's going to be a time where we will not know what is real or what was auto-generated. Now more than ever, we are going to need to practice communication, our selling skills by connecting with people, and actually go using closing techniques. Friends, we know how to do this here. I don't believe that anybody is closing the amount of customer volume in the profession that we are at Modere. And so if you're new to us, friends, I want you to know people are able to do that with the systems that Jenn is sharing. And if you are newer to the entire profession, being able to recognize that we are one line. There's no up line, down line, sideline, across the line. We are truly one line. And the more we all win at Modere, the more we all win. Jenn, as we are wrapping this up, and I'm so grateful that you were willing and courageous enough, being so new to our family, to be willing and courageous enough to share a bit more with us about your honest experience. I would love, you are not new to the profession. If there is one thing that you feel so strongly about that could help new friends, maybe people in business that are STUCK right now going into this new year, there's one thing that you feel so strongly about could help them, what might that be?
One thing that comes to mind right away for myself is that you don't have to be the loudest person to succeed. You know, if you take the time to care about people and direct them in the right ways, the right direction, put them where they need to be, answer their questions, be a human, be kind, that you are going to succeed, and that there's room for everybody.
That could probably be the most powerful, simple statement we heard today. You don't have to be the loudest, the flashiest, the fanciest. Anybody still find themselves like trying to like figure out all the features of putting together a short video, and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know how to make a transition. How are people getting these words and whatnot? Like all that flashy, fancy stuff, just like Jenn shared. You don't have to be the flashiest and fanciest. There's room for all of us. There's so much abundance out there, and there's billions of people using social media, and I believe that nobody is doing social media as well as we are here at Modere, largely because the best social media experts are literally partnered with Modere. Oh, Jenn, that was so good. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
Friends, we sure hope that you enjoyed this conversation today. So much, what's the word I'm looking for? Such a variety of backgrounds and nuggets and conversations and tips and tricks from such a variety of incredible humans. And I hope that speaks to you. I hope that speaks to you such that we're kind of like the kitchen sink here of network marketers. We've got people from all walks achieving success. So wherever you are now, whatever your background is, even if you've never been part of something like this before, just know that there's a seat for you. Like Jenn said, there's a place for you here where you can be valued, appreciated, taken under people's wings, showing you the ropes, so that you can earn the fulfillment and the progress and the financial options that you and your family not only deserve right now, but you're going to need it in 2024. I cannot wait to give lots of you guys squeezes at SRC in Long Beach, California. It is not too late to get your booty to that event, friends. Remember, the vision is caught at events. The leaders that you see accelerating all in 2024 and beyond, they will be at this event. And remember, we also have that event in Fort Lauderdale next weekend. We've got the Chalene Johnson. Oh, my gosh. We have Bryn Lang, Marina Simone, John Melton, Tony Zalecki, Cynthia Scant. For those of y'all that don't know, holy cow, so excited to finally meet her in person. Been connecting with her for over a year. I cannot wait to glean from her and learn from her. And the legendary Chalene Johnson, the master of socials and particularly Instagram. She's going to be at this event too. It's a very intimate event. I cannot wait to connect with lots more of you there. Have an amazing weekend. Get back with the person that invited you to this call and give them your honest feedback on what you heard today. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Take care.